Assalamu alaikum, I'm Abdul Haseeb. Today, what brings me to your proposition is you. Being human. That's who you are, right? Being human in the age of artificial intelligence. So, artificial intelligence, or a capital AI, is one of the most controversial yet fascinating topics of the 21st century. It is, on one hand, one of the most controversial, yet it is fascinating. And with that said, it's not that peculiar, that odd, that questions like will there be a super intelligent life form emerging technically out of nowhere or in the foreseeable future? Or what implications are there for the humankind? These questions are common. With that being said, if you could influence the future, what are the things to do? How do you want things to be? How do you want things to happen? How do you want things to unfold in your life? Now, this word life, is subdivided into further three parts, or more specifically, three versions. Our first version would obviously be life 1.0. And that's technically all about biology. Totally about biology, and an example could be the microorganisms. They could be the microorganisms, the bacteria, the fungus who replicate, they find hosts. That's all about the first version. The second version concerns us, the mankind, the humans. We are the examples of the second version. Now, why? Obviously, when you update your phone to a next version, new features are there. So, in this version, Life 2.0, which concerns us, in this version, we are in control of our software. And when I mean our software, I do mean the language, the skills we hone, the skills we develop. I do mean these features. But the only thing this version still needs is an update in its hardware. Although it's software, we can develop, we can change, redesign our behaviors. But can we change our hardware? Can we change our physical bodies? Although that is possible through evolution, when you grow from childhood, then you hit puberty, and then you hit old age, and then you hit death, right? That is possible, that your body grows. But does it grow on your command? Does it go back? Does it transform on your command? That's the update upcoming. And that is the next version, Life 3.0. And in this advanced world of artificial intelligence, if there is further advancement, there is no reason that we are not far from any super intelligent life form that has control, that can develop its own software, its own hardware. We're not far from there. And although it might sound peculiar, but I think we need some definitions for terms like life, like intelligence or consciousness, to ensure that we are on the same thing, because these things here jumble up. So what is life? Where did it come from? Right? This is the first question, why we are here. Although the Big Bang resulted in the emerging of many millions or billions of particles 13.8 billion years ago. 13.8 billion years ago, those emerging particles then formulated into some specific atoms, which are now the stars, the galaxies, the planet we live on. And obviously, life on Earth came 4 billion years ago. The first atoms, the first particles of life emerged 4 billion years ago on Earth. From today, 4 billion years ago, that's a lot of time, right? Now, those particles, what life is, the point over here is those particles turn into atoms which arranged themselves in such a manner, in such an order, that they were able to retain complex information, they were able to replicate themselves. They were able to survive, to adapt for a certain period of time. That is what life was. And is. It still is. Although we are still on the second version, but we are not far from the next update. We're not far. And why is that? Because intelligence has been gaining up the cosmos too fast. Too fast. And obviously we need a specific definition to ensure that we are on the term intelligence, which is about achieving complex goals. That is your intelligence. And now today's artificial intelligence, the capital AI, tends to be narrow because these systems, they work specifically for one or two goals, or rather more, a few more. But human mind, human intelligence is remarkably broad. Remarkably, it's broader, right? And when we make this intelligence work for us, like we make machines, once these machines are powerful than the previous ones, once this artificial intelligence gets twice as powerful as the previous one, you can use it. It's totally useful. But how can you use it to the fullest? It's only when you make the other machine follow the same algorithm to make a machine which is twice as powerful in turn than the previous one. Following the same algorithm is the point over here. That is achieving complex goals. That is intelligence. And let's just admit that if a near-term progress in the artificial intelligence would certainly improve our lives in numerous ways. And why is that? Let's just, for example, take law as an example. Once you make robo judges that are transparent, that are unbiased, what do you think? Law would be more enforced, would be more efficient, would be more fair. Yes, it would be. But obviously, what would that require? That would require tough technical problems involving the privacy, the liability, the regulations. But what we are missing over here is the validation, the verification, and most importantly, control. Mark the words, or perhaps the alphabet, CONTROL, control. These are very powerful words. They certainly are. And we cannot lose them because although it's not a bad thing that the artificial intelligence would replace us from our working community, from our working jobs. With that said, it doesn't need to be a really bad thing. Only when the society has a motive to redistribute a considerable fraction of the wealth generated from the artificial intelligence to everyone so that everyone could go off better. But the chances are, as it sounds, the chances are not even the fraction, they're the fraction of the fraction. Here, you go twice as less, the tiniest fraction. And obviously, although with a low employment society, with planning, there could be benefits achieved. But what if there's an explosion? What if there's fire? What if there's an intelligence explosion? If we make a life form of life 3.0, if we emerge or create a life form that is updated to life 3.0, the one that has the control, the one that can develop its software, its hardware on its own at any time, anywhere. We're not far from there. What if that thing leaves us behind? What if there is an explosion? What if there's a group who takes control over this version, this latest version? It could be in a matter of few years that the world is taken over by that group. And if humans fail to maintain, to cope up with this artificial intelligence, to obviously extinguish the explosion, artificial intelligence itself would trigger the explosion. Itself, it would take control. It would take control. Even faster. Worst scenario, even faster than the girl. Why is that? We need to make our preferences, our outcomes very clear. We need to see that in which direction we need to steer in so that we can go through our preferable outcomes. We need to see that. But once we're not conscious about them, once we do not visualize them, it's unlikely that we get to them. Totally unlikely. Totally. Why is that? Because we are not conscious enough. And consciousness, as a matter of fact, of terms, what is it? It's just a subjective experience. It's just something that is to be you. That needs to feel to be you. And if this if is going to turn into it is, if artificial intelligence or artificial consciousness can be possible, rather, or it's confirmed that there'd be a huge difference in the experiences of humans and the artificial intelligence. It would cope up a lot of space. It would be more experienced, more in control, if we can't extinguish the explosion. And the explosion is near. The wires are about to meet. There is going to be a trigger. It's near. Why is that? Consciousness. Although your being, your life, your intelligence, it led you to different updates, and now it has come to a limit. But maybe it's not the limit right now. It surely isn't. Although the artificial intelligence experiences will be greater, but the fundamental fact will still remain there. We are here, we are over here. It's not the universe that's conscious about the beings. It's the conscious beings that make the universe. It's not the universe that makes the conscious beings make the universe. And just as the world came into being 4 billion years ago, anything can happen. Anything can transform this cosmos to a further 4 billion years and beyond. Thank you.